Good morning, everyone. My name is Sampriti. Thank you for joining this professional development session. Today, I will be talking about effective curriculum decision making and how it contributes to each children's learning and development outcomes, particularly in relation to their identity, connection with community, well being, confidence as learner, and effectiveness as communicators. This topic connects directly with their early learning framework version 2.0 and the teaching learning cycle, which guide how we assess, plan, teach, and reflect to support every children's growth. Curriculum decision making is how educators plan, implement, and evaluate learning experiences that respond to children's needs, strengths, and cultural backgrounds. The EYLF Volume 2 describes this as ongoing and intentional, which means we continuously adapt based on what we observe. It also ensures learning is inclusive, culturally responsive, and child-centered, supporting every children's holistic development. Curriculum decision making is crucial because it shapes children's learning outcomes. When educators make decisions purposefully, we build each children's sense of identity by recognizing their uniqueness, strengthen their connection with family and community through shared learning experiences, promote well-being by providing safe and supportive environments, foster confidence as learners, encouraging curiosity and persistence, develop communication skills through meaningful interactions and play. In short, our decisions influence how children see themselves, relate to others, and engage with their world. To make sound curriculum decisions, educators rely on assessment, and there are three main approaches used in early childhood settings. Assessment for learning, which is ongoing formative assessment. Educators observe and document children's learning to plan what comes next. For example, noticing a child's interest in insects and planning outdoor bug exploration. Assessment as learning, which is children actively reflect on their learning and set new goals. For example, showing a child photos of their block construction and discussing how they build it. Assessment of learning, which is summative assessment that evaluates what children know and can do at a specific time. For example, completing transition to school statements or progress summaries. Each assessment type has an important role. Assessment for learning helps educators plan intentional experiences that extend learning. Assessment as learning empowers children to think about their own progress and build self-awareness. Assessment of learning provides reliable evidence for families, educators, and schools to evaluate progress. Together, these approaches ensure that assessment is ongoing, purposeful, and connected to real experiences supporting continuous improvement. The teaching learning cycle guides effective curriculum decision making in EYLF. It includes five interconnected steps, which are observe, assess, plan, implement, and then evaluate. Observe notices children play, interest, and interaction. Assessment is analyzing what the observations tells us about learning and development. Planning, create meaningful learning experiences based on those insights. Implementation, put the planning into action using intentional teaching strategies, and evaluation is reflecting on what worked, what didn't, and how we can improve next time. This process is cyclical and continuous. For example, after observing that children enjoy pretend cooking, an educator might plan cooking activities that involve measurement, language, and teamwork, then evaluate how these experiences support multiple EYLF outcomes. The EYLF Volume 2 provides the foundation for all early childhood curriculum decisions. It promotes principles, practices, and outcomes that guide our daily teaching. When making curriculum choices, we consider holistic approaches, which is linking children's physical, emotional, social, and cognitive development. Intentional teaching is when we purposefully support learning through conversation, modeling, and questioning. Cultural responsiveness is acknowledging and respecting diverse family and community backgrounds. Partnership with families is valuing their knowledge and experiences. For instance, if a child shares about their cultural celebration, educators might include related stories, song, or art activities, helping all children appreciate diversity. The Australian professional standards for teachers guide how we teach and reflect. They include 7 standards across 3 domains. Professional knowledge is understanding children and content. Professional practice is planning, teaching, assessing, and maintaining safe environments. Professional engagement is keep learning and collaborate with colleagues and families. Together, these standards help educators make professional, evidence-based curriculum decisions. Teaching practice is informed by the graduate teacher standards because they guide educators on how to plan, teach, assess, and reflect effectively. They ensure that teaching is evidence-based, responsive to each children's learning needs, and involve collaboration with colleagues, families, and the community. This helps educators make thoughtful decisions that improve children's learning and development outcomes. Evaluation is vital in maintaining quality curriculum decisions. After implementing a plan, educators reflect. Were the children deeply engaged? What learning occurred? How could we improve next time? Educators use assessment data, team reflection, and family feedback to guide future planning. For example, if parents share that their child is interested in gardening, educators might include gardening projects in the curriculum. This creates stronger connection between home and center learning, aligning with EYLF Volume 2's principle of partnership with families. So, what does effective curriculum decision making look like in everyday practice? It looks like the educators observing children closely and documenting learning through photos, notes, and conversation, reflecting together as a team to plan meaningful, challenging, and inclusive experiences. Using the EYLF outcomes to link play experiences to learning goals, seeking input from families and respecting cultural perspectives, continuously evaluating and adjusting the program to meet each children's evolving needs. When educators use this reflective and collaborative approach, they ensure that learning is intentional, connected, and equitable. When curriculum decisions are thoughtful, children thrive. They develop a strong identity, connect with their community, feel a sense of well-being, and build confidence and communication skills. This is how effective teaching and planning help children truly belong, be, and become. In conclusion, effective curriculum decision making is a continuous reflective process that connects assessment, planning, teaching, and evaluation. By applying EYLF Volume 2 principles, the teaching learning cycle, and the graduate teacher standards, educators ensure that every children learning is meaningful, inclusive, and connected to their world. Effective curriculum decision making is a continuous cycle that links assessment, planning, and reflection, guided by EYLF Volume 2 and the graduate teacher standards. Educators create learning that is inclusive, responsive, and holistic. Our role is to make decisions that are intentional, evidence-based, and informed by collaboration so that every children can reach their full potential in identity, community, well-being, confidence, and communication. Thank you. Here are the key references that informed this presentation. They include the EYLF Volume 2, AITSL Professional Standards, and current research on assessment and programming in early childhood education.